Big vibes. Big vibes. What's up, world? What's up, cyberspace? Hello, internet land. What I do? Hold on, there we go. What's up, Lita? What's up, Zenthusiast? T-Law. Tazanian. What up, Tazanian? Thank y'all for pulling up early, hanging out in the waiting room. Usually I wait like 10 minutes, but fuck it today. It's Friday. I got shit to do. Today is June 27th. What's up, y'all? This your boy Crypto Bruh. Coming here one more time in the internet. Just drop some insight, I guess. Or my daily insight on Zen. Nobody really cares about it, as you can see from the title. This is part 3, again, of noticing that nobody is really here. It's just a few people really here. I think, like, again, if you're really here, man, you're on the block level. We're at the block level now. And that's where, again, it's the most decentralized because we're testing business logic at this point. Pure business logic. I don't think many people have started to comprehend this yet, and that's why nobody's really around. Still the same group of enthusiasts that have been here pretty much since like day one. You know, a lot of day ones are still here, and like I was telling somebody else out there, Zen is gonna end up with many different stories that lead to the same path. And in this like critical moment, I think, because it's so new, like we've been battle testing this idea for about 3 years, so it's old now. You know, if you had a child in 22 is now 25, that child probably is speaking and walking and you know, is becoming, you know, a real toddler type shit. So yeah, Zen is doing its thing. It's moving as it should, in my opinion. And it's a ghost town right now because, again, it's OGs. Smart money from 22 is how I think of it too. Because if you were here in 2022 and you found Zen, you could have done, you know, you could have done the pump many times. It's pumped many times. That's why I'm thinking too, like Zen is one with the whales or whatever those things, whatever we call those people who got the coins first, whatever, I don't know. But yeah, people who understand how to move large quantities of these units of account, right? That's like the original concept of it all. Why you wanted 1,000 Bitcoin in 2013 didn't matter if it was a penny. It was mainly based on the ideology of unit of account. Like if you don't have 1 Bitcoin, you don't have 1 Bitcoin. We're really, really far away from that simple ideology of the space. But that ideology is what I think of as elite. And Zen has won that eliteness with hyperinflation. Very, very powerful twist in our crypto like reality, right? Most hyperinflating coins, they die really fast because nobody goes back to pick them up. There's like no story. And if there is a story, it's usually, it fizzles out. Like I tell you, this Zen thing right now has become stronger over the last like 3 months, I would say, because it's challenging people who've thought they were really here. And I've gone through this 2 times already. 23 and 24's summers have already engraved in me that this is the most turbulence Zen can go through, because most people are going to be on this schedule. They're going to plan mints to end in the summertime, and there's going to be a ton of ambiguity and speculation talk, because it's just going to be the historical chart. Like in June, it always goes down. So we can do whatever we want in June, I guess, right? We're making the calendar here. And, you know, going through this turbulence here at the end of June, I feel like it's still doing very great. I feel like the only reason people aren't in Zen is because it's complex, or I bought it and then I sold it. And yeah, that sucks, you know. If you bought something for $1,000 and you sold it for $80 because you needed the $80, yeah, man, that's just garbage. You know, I can resonate, but that's kind of, again, the thing about Zen that is so much different than the mainstream market. People thought they were buying the next Bitcoin, right? There's a group in Zen world where they are so injured because it's not Bitcoin, right? I would say that if you really became a fanatic of the minting formula, because Zen is like Bitcoin, that's kind of where, again, the lines will all be driven, or these paths will be created in all different ways. Like everybody will make their own path. There will be some, I think, really big narratives that a group will latch onto because that narrative will push the price or the story, or how do you say this? Because we have two different dynamics that are always constant in Zen, which is going to be supply and demand. Like it's a real thing in these unit of accounts, because the ambiguity is, what if it happens to get to a point where I have to wait to get my Zen? So no, everyone is really discounting this conversation because they're too focused on what the hell is happening right now. But right now doesn't matter. OP Zen is showing us that. Y'all cannot take it down. Y'all cannot take it down. Mask, sell your coins. Okay, sell your coins. If you have OP Zen, just sell them, bro. Start some chaos. Shit. The chaos is still going on CB Zen. I left that shit in shambles. But this is where I'm at with it. You in CB Zen, you're better off, causing chaos now. If you feel like you have weight, which would be anything over $1 trillion, $2 trillion, like you have the units of account to like actually cause chaos. And if you know that you believe in CB Zen, we're here like early, bro. Like you could just get it lower. But see, again, you shouldn't be moving like that. Like that's like chasing price, right? And that's what I mean. You have to separate your supply and demand. In Zen, that's really hard to do because you might be attached to it some way, somehow. Like, yo, I made this. And it's like, yeah, if you made it, that's actually, if I'm playing a video game, that's A, bitch. Like, that's the first choice. Like, you made it, don't sell it. But if you made it and you're like, hey, bro, I need this $80. Like, this is the part of the game where, maybe maybe you're going to come back later because you had to sell your created Zen for $80 and you're going to redeem yourself. Like, you're going to learn how to redeem yourself. Or maybe, hopefully you burned some Zen along the road. So, you got some XNT dust coming in the background, right? That way, when that XNT dust shows up, maybe you sell that, move back into one of these other Zens, right? And that's kind of why, again, the fallback system in Zen is always going to be on supply and demand. And supply and demand is just a numbers game. And you need to understand how the numbers work in order for you to be the best. We're almost 1,000 days from the inception of this whole experiment. Let's look at this real quick. P3. This is P3. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button if you're chilling. This your boy. Come over to, if you're on X, go to my X account. Click on the YouTube post I just posted, and come join the chat. Come join the lure. I don't really read the chat over here, so I don't know what anybody's saying ever. But I do on X. And so I've been building like a really good case for myself to make sure I protect my value, because I really enjoy Zen, and I don't want Zen to get in between me and my enjoyment, because it's never Zen's fault. That's a big lesson to learn. Some people don't want to learn that shit. They've turned it all the way off. Like you can see from the numbers, people only tune into Zen when it's going to be positive. So that means we are the elite, like the ones that are left. And that's why, I can feel it. If you're looking to crypto, bro, to save your $80, I'm telling you the truth. Like, we do not know what is going to happen in these hyperinflationary states with no constant of value. There's nothing of value in base because crypto has no value, right? Base is only valuable because of Coinbase. But if Coinbase doesn't shine a light on, or, like if they don't spotlight CB Zen, then we are essentially getting gaslit on like the whole fucking blockchain. So it's hard. That's why I'm like the hard reality of CB Zen is it shares DNA, like we say, even though it's a layer 2 and it's in Ethereum, which is like, wow. Layer 2 in Ethereum, 400 or 140 million gas units. You can make as much as you want of this shit. Wow. But then again, you're dealing with human beings, because this isn't robotic. It's hyperinflating. Nobody's gonna be here until it's green candle, and or until it's 1 amp. Because at 1 amp, again, we're gonna see what XEN is showing us, and that's why, again, if you're not waking up to this shit, you're I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, I'm not even shilling. I'm consolidating the channel essentially. And some people should have seen this coming. Like, if you that's what I mean. I had posted this today. I posted this. Yo, go watch my guy Zensu, aka Axel, the Viking. Go watch his TED Talk on the Protocol Berg. He breaks down SVM architecture. Basically, like, what we do in Zen. We are here on the blocks. So he kind of goes through the escalation of Zen's protocol all the way up to how it's relatable to like SVM protocol, and moving that into like how X1 is trying to solve all those problems that Zen occurred on its journey. On its journey. Oh, the wind is blowing. The wind is blowing. Yeah, but I had posted this. I said, no one is truly doing the math on OP. Either you're holding on to valid information from the community, or you truly are just blind holding. So like every day now, I've been again in this camp, and if you know the story, bruh, I had no OPs in. I had no mints. I had nothing. Right, I'm in CBZen, where all my mints are, where my garden is. And we make XBurner, which is burnzen.com. It's a way for you to burn your Zen and essentially get a placeholder coin. But that placeholder coin is fed in a liquidity pool by everybody burning Zen. So it always has some sort of parity to Zen. Burnzen.com is cool, man. I still burn my Zen over there because, again, I love that 20% tax into the liquidity pool. I feel like it's gonna get, or it's really, really attached to Zen. So whenever all of this stuff politically it becomes correct, all of the derivatives of Zen will rise, and XBurn again is basically the layer 2 of Zen. Like anything that comes and consolidates your Zen into a better ideology will become like a layer 2 in my opinion. So every app that's released, like XBurn, like DXN, like Phoenix, that's why, yeah, if you're gonna invent something that feels like an app, because people can use your product if you really want it like that. And XBurn, go check that shit out. But yeah, I didn't really care about Optimism, but somebody from the community forked XBurn onto Optimism, and it forced me to look at it. And this happened. What up, though? What's up, Ernest? What up, ETHW? I just picked up some ETHZen and some ETH Hex this morning. Gwei was below 5. Oh, damn. Actually, what? My Gwei meter isn't reading. That's good. Yeah, ETHZen is. I mean, that's what I mean. That one's the only one that can inflate and the price can go up. Everything else is a community. It's just gonna have to take the community, and I think it's good to keep skin in the game. That's why I'm like, well, why are people dumping the side chains when you can just keep skin in the game? But when you cash out or you double out, like it's like we're really playing poker. Like everybody's folding, so you might as well fold. Like I don't think anyone's bluffing. Like I honestly think nobody's here. And the thing is they're folding in this poker game. Because they don't want to show their hands. Nobody wants to show their hands. The blockchain tells the truth though, because that's what I mean. That's repeatedly getting to this point where everybody has to make the decision if they're gonna go all in or if they're gonna fold. And I think like in Zen, this is where the consolidation like nature is coming from, because nobody wants to really fold. Like everybody in Zen is here. No one really wants to fold. Folding now is like, damn, right? And some people protected themselves in this ideology. That's why they got XENblocks. That's why they got Zen burns, right? If you have 2 or C ranks, like if you got VMUs, burns, XEN, your future is yours. You own it, right? You've set up your future to have something there. But yeah, if you're just playing the present game with Zen, it might be kind of fucking scary because everybody has the button. You're not the only one with the button, right? We're at the very bottom. Nobody wants to fold. It looks like everyone's consolidating. And now that we're here on OP Zen, like I said, I'm running the race. You can catch up to me and do your own research. But yeah, I'm looking now for sure at $27 million market cap for Optimism Zen. Like kind of with confidence type shit. Like X-Burn changed everything. It did. A bedroom project. And that's what I mean. In Zen history, there's going to be people who don't know about how X-Burn was forked. Like that's like really close community stuff. Like that's when I bought into OP Zen for the first time. So we released and that's what I mean. This is a we're really in a poker game, guys. It's up to you to play this game right. Like yeah, you can keep hitting the restart button in your fucking basic table, but if you want to get to the high rollers, like I think the high rollers are in Zen. They're not anywhere else, bro. Like everywhere else sucks. You can hear them. They're crying on the internet. Oh my God, I want to do something. I'm bored. Everything is bad. Blah, blah, blah. So Zen is in a perfect position right now to go crazy. The thing is something needs to start the rally because it can't be Ethereum Zen. The problem with Ethereum Zen to start a rally, right, to get people hyped and energetic, is that the inflation is high as fuck. And instantly people will go and this is what I mean. The buyer, you're kind of dumb if you're going to buy Zen. You should be minting it forever because minters have the best advantage, right? If it drops to 0.5, like T-Law just said, you should be getting into Zen. That should be your strategy. That's the lowest risk tolerance you could possibly do. Because if you buy into this, all the whales have to do is create 7-day, 14-day, 30-day mints and scalpel the pump. Right? So everyone would love this because, again, the thing about ETH is the G rank has been maintained. A lot of us are fucking ourselves because we're keeping it low. Technically, you want this high before X1, but it's impossible now. It's like, where are we going to go and find 36 million more G ranks? Nobody's here. So the whale is in the G rank until the AMP can save you. Right? That's why OP Zen is goated. Everything is set up right. I think this will be the same thing, though. I think it is a futuristic simulation. Right. I was all like, yo, man, is anybody doing real research on this? Because why aren't people talking about it like this? Like, oh, we live in the Matrix. We live in a simulation. It's like, yeah, bitch. Like, that's Optimism Zen to the Zen world. You want to see 2029 right now? You want to actually go out and shill some shit with confidence right now? Psh, I've got the contract for you. Right. So my whole thing is, I do think, this is impossible. I don't think this is going to go to a 72 million. That's a lot of C ranks. 72 million C ranks. Bruh. Where? Like if people were going to make Zen on Ethereum, they would. See, and then that's why I'm like, yo, the psychology on making Zen is scary because people don't want to make it, put in a C rank and then have to like forfeit it, you know, because it's like, oh, the gas was way too high. I didn't outpace the amp, because you're not going to outpace the amp, right? If the amp is at 2000 and your max term is 476, right? Like you still are going to end here and it's going to be at let's just say 1500. So you're going to need to go again another trip. Mathematically, you're going to need to do another trip, which then you'll be at 1000. Which then it's like, fucking, I might as well go another trip. and that's why, again, I feel like with Zen, the simplicity of this ideology that, yo, it's hard coded in that in 8 years, or I should say 6 years from now, psychologically, Zen will be accepted because there won't be anything else as battle tested. Like, if you want to go against XEN, you need to you needed to like terminate all of us like a while ago. But most people that didn't get into like the bullshit, they stayed here in Zen, and now they're not folding. It's a really strong quorum. I mean, that's why I'm thinking like, yo, X1 is very simple. It's like a cakewalk. It's a cakewalk into this next level, or this next phase into crypto. Motherfucker. Do you know how hard it is to get 400 validators? Like, this is not easy. This is not your everyday turnip. We're not talking fruits and vegetables. And again, this is like I think it's a playbook. Like I've been saying, like if you're studying Jack Levin, but you're only studying how he makes money, I guess like that's your business thesis. But like I'm looking at Jack Levin at how he's building network and how the connections keep spawning more and more network. And that's kind of like, again, if Zen wasn't so simple and almost, I think it's perfect, but again, some would say like XNM is better than Zen. And if you put XNM versus Zen, I would say XNM is actually better than Zen. Zen is just more TMZ, it's more celebrity and fun because it's so speculative. XNM is like the sergeant or in the fucking military, like it's in hood, we're printing coins today, right? Oh shit, we got Sproovy. What up, Sproov? Sensational. Hey bro, hey, that's funny. Yo Sproov, one time I used sensational in my fucking stream, got flagged. So I hope that stream brought you some MP3 credits. I don't know how they pay. I don't know how they pay people after you get the copyright. But yo, shout out Sproov, bruv. Hope all is well. But yeah, like in Zen, since we had the XENblocks, they kind of created the validators. And you got to remember too, the thing about validation is one human being could be 100 validators. And with this open network, you're literally seeing that now. X1, the one. You're seeing people take advantage of this idea that they have hardware. And you know what's funny about this too is it brings up a lot of things, like in America. I'm American, bro. Like I like America. I think America is cool. And the thing about it is Costco is selling a $2,600 supercomputer right now, which can probably, it will maintain X1 ledger. And you see here in America, like we don't really do that kind of shit. You ain't hanging out with someone and they're like, hey bro, I just like set up my like blockchain node yesterday. Like, it's not juice over here. And I have my own little thoughts on it. Like I think America is the spending power of the world. Like we spend money. We show other countries how to spend money because they don't really know how to spend it, but they know how to build things. But like out here, you more life, bro. Disneyland, Disneyland. You know how to spend money? You ever been to Disneyland? You're like, what? In the middle of Europe, they're like, what the fuck is Disneyland? Like you ain't never been to Universal Studios? It's America, bro. You know how to spend money out here. Motherfuckers don't even cook anymore. Motherfuckers just spend money to eat. It's crazy in America right now. And this is kind of why like most of the nodes are actually in Poland. Like the double ups. I'm like, man, Europe is on 10. And this is what's another beautiful thing about X1 is whenever the psychology is ready for America, majority of the roots of X1 will be in America because Jack is going to be coming from Google's wing, and Google is American. If you're talking about real Google, you know, and even though it's like, it's crazy, it's like everything is like a form of immigrant, but territory is so huge. The psychology of territory is huge. And I think X1 being anchored in America allows it to have the next level of interest for a lot of Americans. And this could spawn the next wave of validators, because we can sell the validator at Costco. You know, if it's right, if everybody's cooking the right way, like it's that direction right now. I'm trying to tell a lot of my friends this in America, like, yo, when X1 is real, because it's on its way, like it's the last step in this shit is really just busting the psychology. Because if you can aura farm the psychology, then the next destinations are going to be so easy, because this is what you want to compound on. You don't want to compound on physical numbers. You want to compound on belief and psychology, right? That's like Bitcoin. Bitcoin just keeps going up because motherfuckers fall right back into the psychology trap. It's a constant psychology trap. The one here at 100K is hilarious. Like, if they had liquidity pools for Bitcoin right now, I'm sure they do. I mean, like, I guess you could be in wrap Bitcoin, but I don't know. I don't have enough Bitcoins. This isn't my game to play this liquidity pool on Bitcoin thing. But on Bitcoin, as long as it stays above 50K, to be honest, you could run the psychology play for a long time, because you have believers way below 50K that would say this 50K is a discount, right? And something I was telling somebody yesterday that everybody always forgets about. Oops, I spelled my gawk. I hope I don't see something wild. Oh, it's with an X. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So, like, this your boy Crypto Bruh. We do fucking crypto history on this channel, because if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. You're doomed to repeat it. And this is, like, I think is on the horizon right now. Mt. Gox. So Mt. Gox was a Bitcoin exchange based in Tokyo. And it was launched in 2010. It was handling over 70% of Bitcoin transactions worldwide in early 2014, when abruptly ceased operation amidst revelations of its involvement in the theft of hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins, then worth millions in USD. Right. So it was February 2014. Mt. Gox, they suspended trading, as you always know. And it looks like although 20,000 Bitcoin had been found, the reason for the disappeared theft, fraud, mismanagement, or the combination of these weren't initially clear. New evidence presented by April 2015 Tokyo security company WizSec led to the conclusion that most of the missing Bitcoins were stolen straight out of Mt. Gox at the beginning of late 2011. Now, Mt. Gox, again, wild. That's why it's important to make sure, like right now, like if you're doing your Zen stuff, make sure you're doing it right. You know, that's why, like, again, minzen.com is browser based. It's using React's Keket 265 or 256 Kekek. Same thing as Solzen. I guess that's like the most used hashing algorithm. That's why we used it. But yeah, I use that to protect the private keys in the browser. So the only way somebody could get your private key while you're using minzen.com is to already affect you. So it's a social engineering theft rather than the dev is bad. And I mean, this is the future. We live in 2025 where you should be developing with first principles, thinking about like making sure your user is safe and you don't have any risk, right? You don't want to have risk on your head as a developer. That sucks. Now, this is actually pretty funny to see. Because there's a really good video on YouTube that's like that's from this moment that like put a lot in perspective for me for like a bunch of crypto. What up, Savon? Let's see if I can find it real quick. Oh shit. What in the fuck? Bro, I can't see. Let's see this. Let's see if we'll see if it pops up. There's one video I see one time. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe Man, I gotta find this video. This shit is so good. It's from that oh, there it is. Yeah, this guy.
Hey guys, it's Nick. I just witnessed a very dramatic.
Okay, so hold up. So like this video is the opposite of what you're reading on Mt. Gox over here. So this is like the summary of it all, saying that like Mt. Gox stole all the Bitcoins. But the thing is they created like they created belief. That's kind of how I think of it. Like it was really, really bad what happened here because people really lost, like real people lost their Bitcoins. And then all of a sudden they got thrown in this like belief system. Like, yo, do you actually believe in your Bitcoins? Like you just mined them, but then they got robbed and now you can buy them back at a lower price, but you got to buy them back until we figure it out. Right. And this dude, he essentially like this is like the crypto bruh of fucking 2014 trying to tell everybody like, yo, you know, this is what's happening in Bitcoin and this is maybe how you should think about it because we are the future. Right. So literally 14 years ago. Watch this shit. We're gonna watch this shit. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Nick. I just witnessed a very dramatic price crash in Bitcoin on the Mt. Gox exchange. Mt. Gox is the main Bitcoin exchanger. It's the biggest at the moment. There are a couple of them. There's another one called Trade Hill, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. But Mt. Gox is the big one. And when I'm sitting on my computer, I have a little window open to bitcoincharts.com, and it shows me the Mt. Gox price live, and it updates it every minute, so I get to see what the price is. And from the span of about less than 5 minutes, it went from 1750, which is the range that it's been trading in for the last 72 hours. It went from 1750 all
Bruh said it went from $17.50
the way down to 1 penny. That's right. People were buying Bitcoin at 1 penny. But if you bought Bitcoin at 1 penny, you're probably not going to be able to cash out because this is what happened. According to the Mt. Gox website, if you try to go to mtgox.com, they put up this notice, and I'll just read it. Huge Bitcoin sell-off due to compromised account. The Bitcoin will be back to around 1750 after we roll back all trades that happened after the huge Bitcoin sale on June 30th. Service should be back by June 20th at 11 a.m. One account with a lot of coins was compromised, and whoever stole it first sold all the coins in there just to buy them again just afterwards and tried to withdraw the coins. The $1,000 per day withdrawal limit was active for this account, and the hacker could only get out with $1,000 worth of coins. One account with a lot of, apart from this, no other account was compromised, and nothing was lost. Due to the large impact this had on the Bitcoin market, we will roll back every trade that happened since the big sale and ensure that this account is secure before opening access again. So basically, somebody had a lot of Bitcoin. Some guy got access to his password and then put in a sell order for 500,000 Bitcoin about at 1 penny. So basically, it sold all the way down to a penny. Anybody on Mt. Gox who had a buy order, such as myself, I had buy orders all the way down to 1 penny. For instance, I had an order to buy 10 Bitcoin at $10, 15 Bitcoin at $9, 20 Bitcoin at $5, 3, 2, 1, all the way down. I had buy orders. And so when Bitcoin price dropped to a penny in the span of that 5 minutes, it went back up to about $13. But in the span of just 5 minutes, all of my buy orders were completed, but doesn't mean I get to walk away with that cheap Bitcoin. You can't go on Mt. Gox right now because they've literally closed down the site, and they're going to roll back all those charges. So any buy orders that I did are going to be reversed, which, well, I guess that's not really good for me, but it is good for the person whose account was hacked.
So you see, we've been this degen for fucking ever. This guy had his sell orders hit because somebody maliciously did something on the site, and and he became the winner, but instantly became the loser when the website goes, we're gonna roll back the chain. And when you see it now all playing out in reality, it's like, God damn, they had to do a lot of, I guess you can say, like, PR, really trying to make sure everybody who's in this thing, that believes in this thing, because at this time too, even though Bitcoin's only $17, you have people who've put house money into this idea because it's gonna beat the Fed and all this other stuff. But let's keep listening into like his perspective, as being the person who's not the miner, right? This is why, again, the miners are like, hey, we need to do something because that Bitcoin is in the hands of the wrong people. That's what they're thinking. And then the people who are the buyers, because they can't mine it, they're like, hey, I obtained this amazing object. Why can't I have it for XYZ? So let's just listen to his explanation of how he's comprehending his situation,
I suppose. So, man, this really goes to show the vulnerabilities of this Bitcoin market right now. Mt. Gox has been having all sorts of issues. There's another one, just opened actually a couple weeks ago. It's called Trade Hill. And I actually did my first trades on Trade Hill yesterday, and I've been trading a little bit today. But if you go to Trade Hill, I'll put a link down below. But if you go to Trade Hill, what you can do is you can, if you want to get 10% off trades, I guess for the life of your account, you put in a referral code. It's TH-R1323. I'll link that down below. So if you guys are with Mt. Gox and you want to try an alternative, try Trade Hill. The prices in terms of the commissions that Trade Hill gets from each trade, they're about the same as Mt. Gox. It's not an improvement over Mt. Gox, but it does appear to be a little bit more secure than Mt. Gox, and also they do have a lot more options to deposit and withdraw money into the account. So very volatile. Who knows what's going to happen when Mt. Gox opens back up at 2 a.m. We'll see. And it's going to be a roller coaster ride until Bitcoin finds its actual market value, its stable price. And it's funny, some person in the forums was posting about how the volatility up until now, I know it has nothing to do with, the free market really has nothing to do with what happened today, but somebody was saying that, yeah, the volatility, it's just, it's the free market, it balances out in the long run. And it's really hard to understand how free markets work since there hasn't been many things resembling a free market in the United States or anywhere around the world for the past 100 years or so. So, Mt. Gox, an account was hacked. It severely manipulated the market. And hopefully, and I think it will happen, is that the free market will find a solution to this. There will be much needed improvements in how we exchange and trade Bitcoin. So,
as you can see, we are doing nothing new. This is the same fucking world we were in 2014, where manipulation is happening on a development level. And again, that guy was in the moment, like, damn, this shit's going on. We got this going on. We got this going on. But then later on, it comes out that Mt. Gox been lost to Bitcoin, and people were trading whatever they could, like they were, there was a lot of different stuff going on. But the takeaway from this video with this dude I guess Book of Nick, is that essentially he is living through the volatility, and in any free market, that's why I'm like, yo, that's the key to this like look into the past, is that it's a free market, bro. Anybody can make a decision on what the hell they want to do, how they want to move, right? Player versus players, as we call it in today's crypto world, this P versus P. And that or that type of energy is actually what sends tokens. Like, we manifested probably for like the last I would say probably the last 5 years since 2020. Most of the pumps have been all fabricated by VC, and that's why they've never lasted. We actually haven't seen another free market coin like Bitcoin since XEN, right? Because there's no owner at the point of creation. It's up to the person to create it, and it's up to them to understand what they're creating, right? Not everybody's going to come into XEN and know what the fuck they're doing. They're just going to do it, right? And then, yeah, there's going to probably be people who get hacked and all this other stuff. And again, I feel like right now we're in our Mt. Gox kind of moment, except we don't have a hack, right? It's not someone sitting in their bedroom saying, oh my God, I lost my Bitcoin, right? Instead, it's someone saying like, oh, I bought fucking XEN, at, $1,000, and now my $1,000 is $80 or, $100, that is, again, I feel like what needs to happen for true value to be found in this fair market. So yeah, looking at ETH XEN, it's much better of a token than Bitcoin is. Ethereum has a wide net to cast, and again, it just takes community members or some sort of community in XEN to really start championing this. It's already here. It's called SP69. Man, my friend, I got my homie put that shit up. Murad is not even the original bull. But it'll probably do all right because it's the same thing. It's a VC meme coin. So it'll cycle up and cycle down. But we ain't talking about the VC meme coins. We're mainly talking about fair crypto, because fair crypto means that it can run longer. It can see bigger gains. It could be generational wealth if you want it to be, right? If the community becomes correct, then everything can move right. And this is why I'm into XEN. So much clarity. Hey, bro, we're moving on it. What's up, though? Yeah, that's the homie right there. Drink more water. Just remember that. He looks like he underwater, so that's why you got to drink more water. But looking at XEN, that's why I'm like, yo, if you need to get an XEN, use this site called Squid, or use any bridge. Whatever bridge you want to use, shit. But Crypto Bro uses Squid Router. Because Squid Router uses Axelar, and I already told you, like, I really enjoy Axelar. It's one of my favorite aggregated blockchains for cross-chain interoperability. But yeah, you can use this any aggregator bridge. You know what I'm saying? You can get to optimism, man. And I would say pull up, because what I'm trying to get at, that like this guy still is a fucking degen. Like he is telling everybody like, yo, this shit went here and here, but use my fucking referral link. Like, now that we know the history, who's to say that this dude wasn't in on it? Who's to say he didn't know that somebody had exploited the website already, and he was positioning himself and his YouTubers to move their referral links to somewhere else so he can get the 10%. Like, that used to be only crypto. All right, it was only about giving away. If you didn't give away your Bitcoin, you couldn't get an audience. All right, the social media of Bitcoin was giving it away. I could tell you numerous people in front of you who only are here because they did giveaways. It wouldn't even exist if they didn't have a fucking giveaway, because they don't know shit. That's what's the craziest part. So in XEN, again, we're consolidating. We have this same energy in this thing called OP XEN, where it's fairly launched, and it's again, there's a lot of ways to say this. What did they say over here? What makes Zen unique? Zen is based on the ERC20 standard. There's no pre-mine. Oh, that's too winded. But it's arbitrage on gas, because if you get a better price than your neighbor on gas, you can arbitrage that in the form of OP Zen, right? In the future, when the distribution is tapered off in places like CB Zen or Ethereum Zen, then you'll start to see these behaviors in those Zens. But the problem again with those Zens, and I'm trying to be 100% clear with everybody so they can not be so ignorant about it, right? You can deny what I'm saying. That's about it. But the math shows that if you're not burning the side chains, you're wasting time. So if your goal is to burn, makes a lot of sense. But if not, you should be consolidating into the 1 amp because it has no inflation. The inflation is predictable, right? So on OP Zen, what's happening is people are holding their tokens. They're not letting them go. And then this is going to cause, again, the free market to choose, where do we go from here? Right? I've been waiting for this on fucking Ethereum. Every time we get to a bottom spot where it's supposed to be the free market coming to consensus, we fucking go lower. And that's why I'm like, man, I don't trust these fools anymore. It's player versus player. It's Mt. Gox versus the Bitcoiners. And it's simple. Like I'm saying, like it's when we come to consensus on ETH Zen, it's still going to be the dump on their fucking head. So don't ever remove that from your perception. Okay. It's never going to be to make more Zen. Right. It will always be to dump on people's heads. I hope people catch on and want to make more Zen. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I know they'll pump it up because they want to make more money, but making more Zen is cheaper and will always be cheaper on the blockchain in a mint than it will be from buying. And this again is why I'm saying OP Zen is the answer for everything, because you can mint it and buy it. So buyers are protected because the minters can't dump on their heads. And it's creating a great environment. And again, I showed up right here, this bottom. It was like perfect. Like this is when XBurn or burnzen.com came out on OP Zen at the bottom of it. And it's burned a lot of OP Zen. If you haven't seen burnzen.com, visit minzen.com and then go burn it. Zen sounds like a copycat LARP of Postchain. New type, you gotta get your news right. Postchain is asshole, bro. That shit is like, it's not even like ass cheeks. It's like a literal asshole. Ugh. Yeah. I'm gonna let you ride with that one though. We'll let him ride out. Postchain got to get some W's, I guess. Hey, go burn Pzen on burnzen.com. Save the chain. Save the chain. But 4 trillion. Damn, $20,000 worth of OPzen has been burned on XBurn. That's cool to see. It's racking it up. But yeah, so this 4 trillion has been taken out of circulation. And this is what makes OPzen dominant now, because there's speculative interest in burning it. And that's why I'm like, man, I can't believe Jack came out the cuts and said like, oh, don't burn. He threw a wrench in it. And that's what made a lot of people dump their Zen, because they thought it was worthless. So I set up an LP and ETH up here. And then I've been riding this wave ever since, because this is what you want to do. Like, you want to actually trade OPs in speculation, because a lot of people here don't know what the fuck is going on. And there's only a few whales that have supply, and you can totally see them. So let me show you my fucking research. So one important key thing to understand is the time that we're in. So like a way that you could do research on OPs and to catch the fuck up with me is you can take the token ID of some of these matured XeNFTs, And then you can just kind of see when, where, and how they were created. Because again, the minting formula is what brings power to the Zen mint. It can be reverse engineered, unlike Postchain. That shit is forever dead. But in Zen, we can reverse engineer the G rank, the C rank, and the AMP. Right? The AMP tells the story. So currently, like this thing you're looking at, this is where we are. We're in the middle of the AMP. We're in the middle of the AMP. This is when the AMP turns. So we know for a fact that y'all are getting less mints than before. That's what I'm saying. The reverse engineer on OP Zen is hilarious because it's like, yo, is anybody really doing research here? Because why isn't everybody saying consolidate into OP Zen? Or is it really just a player versus player world and there's nobody here? And we, the Crypto Bruh channel, we're consolidating at the right time before everybody else comes and tells their fucking followers and all of their other motherfuckers like, hey, we found something over here, right? You're going to see it happen. You're going to see a bunch of people come out the cuts and try to say they found something over here because I started to really talk about it and put the research and the numbers out. This is the facts because again, I've not seen any. I hear more talk than data. I'm coming in kernels here. And damn, 420. Awesome. But yeah, this is a recently minted one, right? June 26th. So there's still a mindfuck here. Even though I just said it's halfway through, you got to understand that this mint was created when the AMP was 152 and it matured yesterday. So every single day going forward, we are going to see AMP1, right? Like today, everybody who had made a daily mint at AMP 151 is going to get their mints, right? And what's funny is you can, like I said, you can reverse engineer this shit. And you can see, like they're getting 2 million Zen per mint right now. It's actually pretty fucking hilarious. And I know I'm gonna show you a lot of fucking funny shit right now. You can't do this shit on Postchain. Y'all ain't even got a block explorer. I'm letting that hang there just so I can keep talking shit about Postchain. But yeah, so we can go on the block explorer here. We can look at one of these and wallet addresses that was created. Like if you don't know how it works, is every wallet is gonna create and destroy itself in a xeNFT, right? It creates itself when you create the mint, and then the second transaction inside the internal transactions will be a self-destruct, right? It's gonna blow itself up because it's just in existence for the time being. Right. And that's actually why it's important to kind of take your xeNFTs off the market or claim them so that it's just the ERC 721 and it doesn't have the extra bloat. I mean, it's already bloated, but fuck it. I guess whatever. Fuck it. But what we can do is see 16 hours ago, this was hashed. We see the self-destructs and then we see how much the person was getting per mint. Right. And if you hit net transfers, you can see the overall max mint evaluation. So right now, everybody's getting around 263 million Zen per max mint. And the funny thing about it, when you really like put this shit under perspective, most of these people were doing this shit. It's like one person. It has to be like one person or a couple people. Like a handful, because we're still doing the same thing. Like I'm minting Optimism Zen and there's not that many people around. Like I think I know who's around. So this is another fact that like in 500 days from now, it's just going to be a few people with mints, right? Because you can't max mint without max terms. So if you're showing up in 26 and you got 2 million OP Zen, but I'm minting 1 point, I forget what the max mint is. I think I got some max mints over here. Yeah, so the max mint currently is 1.6 million. And that's what I mean. Like now it's the OP Zen is turned into how many NFTs do you have versus how many VMUs. I mean, it's the same thing. How many VMUs, how many NFTs. But yeah, how many XENFTs do you hold? Because each one of these is your multiplier throughout the day. And if you don't have a lot of them, then theoretically you're not maximizing your multiplier, which means that you're better off not minting, right? That's why we made minting.com, so you can maximize the multiplier. Yo, this shit's birthday is on July 6th. I might do an NFT for people who are on the website. Slowly, 2,000. Every day I'm making 2,500 OP Zen mints because I'm playing the real game. And again, what I realized is a lot of people who showed up in the beginning of OP Zen, they made these really giant ideas, but there wasn't a lot of them. Like they had, I don't know what it was like, but I don't know why it stopped at 411. But there's so many people who are selling right now who made these batches. You know, I'm sure like they used a script, and this script created these batch mints, right? And when you look back at those days, this was before dank sharding. So all the XENFTs max minted cost 29 cents. So like right now, OP Zen is actually cheaper astronomically to create. But again, it doesn't matter because now the discount is just for those that are minting. Like it doesn't matter that like the overall crowd spent 29 cents and then they minted it, right? Let's see what the mint is on this. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, I guess we could see that to keep the data going. So then you can look at one of these wallets, right? And then we should be able to go to internal. So yeah, they just did it, right? That's what I'm saying. They did that whole pack, that 411, they had 411 NFTs. So then you just do the math, right? 411 times 263 million, right? And then they just dump it. That's why I'm like, oh, this is fun. Like they're gonna keep dumping until a certain point, and then they're gonna expect it to like die further or something. Like I don't know what and maybe there's a language barrier. Maybe these people don't live in America or speak English, or again, maybe it is just someone who's gonna milk it to the end because they have this strategy set up for them to make $200 on each one, right? Because you're only I need to see the math on it. What the fuck is the math? What the fuck though? 5, 4, 3, whatever. do. Does Zen show up on chain specs? Man, new type. You are out the fucking loop, dog. You out the loop. I'm not here to help people out the loop. You got to get your education on. You're going to be stuck in last place forever. We don't help last placers here. Sorry, my dog. Sorry. I'm doing some math right now, though. I got the calculator at mathematician. So times, let's see, 411. Yeah, this person generated 108 billion from those 411 XENFTs. And that's why, yeah, if you go over here, 108 billion, that's a good amount to sell. And they got the 108. They kicking ass. That's how much they got. So for $473, they like, you know what I'm saying, they minted that because it's basically free. Because what's 411? Here, we'll see what the math is right now. So if they did 411, oh, you can't see my calculator. Here, let me see if I can make this the calculator. Does that look like the calculator? Oh, you can see it now. All right. So like 411 times 29 cents, because that's how much they had to pay for each one of these. So they spent $120, which isn't that much money, on 411, right? And what's funny is that let's look at how much it costs to mint it. Right, the self-destruct it was nothing. It cost nothing because the dank sharding changed the gas, so it was free basically to mint it. We'll just go. I mean, it wasn't free, but it was 411 times 3 zeros. 3 zeros and a 5-1. My bad, or 1-5. So 6 cents. So it cost them 6 cents to claim it, and it cost them $129 to make it. So for 119.06, they minted out $473. So like, yeah, because this is what they had. Yeah, they had they minted out $473. Right. So that's one account. And what's funny is that that's the supply, because they are the only ones that were doing it at the time. When we look back at what I'm talking about here, is you can see it on the thing. What we're talking about here is we're moving back, right? Or that's what I'm saying. Zen is amazing. You can reverse engineer it, and you can see for facts. It's just really hard on Ethereum and CBZen because the inflation is just too much. Like, so big ups to whoever brought me here, man, because I did not give a fuck. But now I'm like, oh yeah, what the hell? Like, I was actually kind of distracted. I forgot the clause. Like, we're here because we want to do the most fair crypto possible. And there's nothing more fair than you reverse engineering and watching somebody take profit and not be able to actually regenerate that unless they buy it back. Because to make 108 billion OPs in right now is absurd. You need so much energy because you can't do it on the blockchain. Like, it takes me 12 hours to mint 2,500 at the lowest way possible. Look at that. And that's what you're seeing right here. Look at, we're taking over optimism if more and more people start to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to start a gas war at the bottom. Right? We're going to start a gas war at the bottom of Gwei. And it's going to go up from there as more and more people join. And then some people won't even want to get into the gas thing, and they'll just buy it because it's too hard coded. Right. That's what I'm saying. All right, here, let me look at this real quick. I want to see when was this created again? I think it was February 10th. Oh, I gotta go back some more. Got far away. What day was this created? Was it February 10th? Yeah, February 11th. So on February 11th, we can then use Yosef's program to then go and look at the daily G ranks that were created. And then you can just reverse engineer to see whether or not that this is the pattern, like, person. Because that's why I'm like, oh, somebody was creating a pattern up until it finished. So yeah, you can see that right here, 11. All right, so this is about to fall off a cliff, the inflation. For today, tomorrow, and the 14th, and it looks like expect rain on February 15th, which I guess in our terms of today, what are we looking at, the 11th? So 28th. Yeah, that's 4 days from now. So yeah, the 30th or the 1st, July 1st, there's probably a lot of inflation on OP's end. So that's why I'm like, yo, this is what I mean. We're going to start to be able to predict this shit really heavy. And as you can see, this is the end of it. After February 15th, you actually have no believers. You see, all of the speculation dies off because this is the 150 mark. At this particular point, the psychology was that it was really stupid to mine OPs in, like really dumb. Like, you should stop doing that, you know? And that's what I feel like is fueling some of the passion for right now, because there was some users that had to stop. So with the dank sharding introduction, we actually have the best performance possible, right? What's the difference between this time and this time? If you get really technical with Ethereum, they were actually storing a bunch of call data in the relay back to ETH, which was pumping the gas. So instead of relaying the call data in the dank sharding upgrade, they put it in this thing called a blob. And the blob like deletes from the ledger. So it saves on gas because it's just temporary, you know. Because again, your Optimism is just leveraging Ethereum security, but they have their own ledger. So they don't really need to relay back to ETH unless something breaks. And they probably wouldn't do it unless it's Ethereum tokens, you know, like some sidechain shit. Hell nah. Like XEN, like, oh, take the L. But yeah, so what I'm expecting is for XEN to try to make a run in the coming days, because whoever is in control of the mints, it works in their favor for this to pump so they can sell them, right? Because that's what I mean. They're moving on a different energy level. They're moving in this energy that they're gonna keep dumping because they have supply, and that at some point no one is gonna be here. It's a really good strategy to have because it lowers your risk. The only way those people stay around is if it goes crazy, right? Because it's gonna get smaller and smaller. It's not like they're getting right. If this person right now minted this 800 bill or 108 billion, every day the AMP went down by 1, and then obviously their mints went down, right? Everybody, whoever was minting, their mints went down. So there was less Zen being created in general because of the G ranks. Man, that shit died off hard. Then it had like a spark of life because we found the minting tools back in. A lot of people started to use GPT to code in October of last year, and I think that's why like this really got started to turn up, because you had like a different type of person using XEN, really doing data science on it, versus this side of the architecture. You had your classic crypto user who was just looking to farm out the Zen, and now they're kind of like stuck in the farm. Like, instead of, you know, I think they can get out of it, but I'm not gonna doubt that they wouldn't. So it's always good to stay on your toes and sell the pumps and XEN, right? If it pumps up and like right now, like it's like priming itself to maybe challenge, you know, 577,000, like that's an easy percentage gain right there for you. And you should want this in Zen. Like, you should want to be able to get into Zen, you know, and then it goes up 100%. Like, who cares if it sells off there? You know the narrative. Oh yeah, of course it's gonna sell off here because on April 15th, or what is it, 4 days from now, we'll put a line to remind ourselves. 4 days from now, it's gonna be July 1st. Does XEN run to $577,000 worth of market cap? Is everybody ready for what is next? Or are we going to continue, or are we going to see stakers come through and sell their stakes? But the best part about that is there's actually not that many. So that's another thing to look at. Man, I got you. You don't have to believe me though. You can, like, again, you can believe in Pulse Chain or something. Right? Everyone fell off when the real alpha started to drop. The unit bias is outrageous. Looks like a trap project for retail, buddy. This project is going to zero. Best of luck. Coming from somebody in Pulse Chain. Damn, that's so hilarious. The unit bias. What the hell does that even mean? We're talking about account of units, or the unit of account right now. What the hell is unit bias? I like my kids, but I got 4 kids and I only like that one kid. What the fuck? New type. You sound funny. New type. It's always going to be the Pulse Chain people who they're going to get rich off of X1, and then they're going to be the ones that are like trying to bring their like crazy world into like X1. It's going to be wild. Shall be fun though. Shall it be fun? They'll probably also buy XEN late and shit. So what you could do here is you could just reverse engineer the staking, because that's who we're worried about next, right? One of the things I was worried about was stakers. I was like, yo, if I join XEN and the stakers fuck me up, then I'm fucked. Now, a lot of the stakes are put away because they're classic. Like this is when people were staking for some reason, and I think they were doing like vanilla stakes, and now they're just holding on to it. And what we can see here, though, is the daily stakers. They're very limited. Very, very limited. Oh, this isn't priced in the wrong way. Hold on. I'm going to put this in XEN. I don't want to see it in Ethereum. I'm going to click there. Advanced. Method. Stake. All right. So we can see all the stakers in a 24-hour period. And I think this is really good because, again, it would be more nerve-wracking if there was, really big bags every single day staking. And there's only a few. So there's this one right here. This account. But I typically see them. Let's see if they do 2 days. Oh, they're doing one now. This account was doing 2 days, but they have 2 trillion. So they have 2 trillion CBZen. I mean, OPZen. So this is 100% a whale. Whoever this is. And as you can see, this account is just rolling stakes and buying off. So again, I'm not wallet watching. I'm specifically looking for patterns and behaviors, because why? Like, why hang around with 2 trillion, right? You're the only one, right? So I guess it's like, okay, I need to pay attention to this account. So if we go down the move though, right? Because we don't need to necessarily pay attention to them. We just know they exist because they are in the staking pool. They want to reap the benefits. I personally think you should put that in the liquidity pool because you'd make more money off of it, or like you'd make more value. There's like impermanent loss, but I think it's sauced up right now. I think this is better in the pool than the 13% APY, but I could be wrong. Whoever this is, they know what they're doing. But we got 40 billion, 48 billion, 39 billion, 900 million, 20 billion, 237 billion, 196 billion, 153 billion, right? 353 or 350 billion. So that's what I mean. Most people staking, they don't got it. They don't got a trillion. There's one person staking, one C3A that is actively rolling 2 trillions in. Everybody else in OPZen doesn't have it. Here we go. BF9. They put in a trilly. Let's see if how they get theirs in. All right, they rolling, they bought it. So that's what I mean. Most of these people who are the biggest holders, they had to buy the chart. So that you're really trying to act, or you're basically hoping that this person gives up. One day rolling. They haven't returned for their roll. Yeah, see, there's only 2 wallets that are rolling a trillions in on OP. So that's you can throw that fallacy out. There's nobody over here on Optimism. That shit is gas. A bunch of the minters, they've minted probably like 100 billion, and they're holding on to it because that's profit. They didn't spend a lot of money on it, but that's just it. It's only 100 billion. It's almost like these people should sell their 100 billion so they can get the chart moving. It's like, fuck, you might as well just sell that shit, man. Every time you sell it, the chart will move because new buyers will step in. So, yeah, looking at like, again, these accounts that have been selling today on OPZen, this is all good gas, right? They don't want it to run too high just yet. And we know that it's gonna do it because, again, most of the minted supply from yesterday is just sitting around waiting for people to move the chart, and they might start moving it themselves so you follow behind them. All right, today is Friday. Anything is possible, you know. So yeah, I hope you get it now, bruv. Like, I'm signing out right now, but yeah, I can't see why CBZen and RealZen have a spark in energy besides, you know, some good news coming from Jack. Again, they're built on speculation. OPZen is a hard fact. Like, people have actually sold all of their OPZen, and if you start buying it, they'll come and they'll sell it. So you need to set up LPs on both sides. You need to have, and this is just for the warriors out there. You need to put a position in of Ethereum so you can buy it on both sides, because your buys, again, they're gonna trigger people to sell because they're gonna be emotional. So like right now, that's like what I want to do. Like, I'm like, man, I'm out of range. I kind of want to buy some OPZen to trigger people to sell it back into my range, because I didn't get enough. 12 million isn't enough. I need more than that. And yeah, that's what I'm learning here in the liquidity pool of optimism, is that the opportunity here is huge when it comes down to it. We really have a vehicle to kind of spin value, and we're number 8 on optimism trading. So it is looking really, really good on OP. Again, Zen has representation, and you know, it's not even really plugged in yet. Nowhere near plugged in yet. It's just chilling. But to all the haters out there, we still gonna win. And for everybody that believes in Zen, hold on to your hats. It's gonna get a little bit more rocky this weekend. But do your research on OPZen, and you'll probably get to the same conclusion as me. Peace.